Om Shanti. Good morning, diamond morning. The Baba wants us to recharge the battery of the soul, and he's giving us the method. It's Murli of the 15th of February 2022. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, pour the oil of yoga into the lamp of the soul, and you will become powerful. Question. What is the basis of the soul's battery being filled with power? Answer. In order to fill the soul's battery with power, you need the power of your intellect's yoga. When you remember the Almighty Authority, Father, with the power of your intellect's yoga, the battery becomes charged. Unless there is power in the battery, you cannot imbibe knowledge. It takes time for there to be complete light in the soul. By continuing to remember Baba, you will then have full light. And the song of Baba's Murli. O traveler of the night, do not become weary. Om Shanti. You children understood the meaning of the song. You children are now making effort to go into the day. There is nothing but light in the new world, whereas there is nothing but darkness in the old world. This is the extremely dark night of Brahman. You are now going into the day. The Father says to you children, by keeping your intellects in yoga with the Father, you will not become tired. The more yoga you have, the lighter you become. The lights of your souls that were extinguished begins to light up. With other lights, the current comes immediately, but it takes time for there to be complete light in souls. Where you will become full by the end. You have to continue to have yoga. The battery of a motor, in brackets car, is charged all night. In the same way too, it is, Baba says, in the same way too, is a motor. This is a motor, the soul. The oil in it has finished, and so the power has reduced. Baba is called the powerful one, the Almighty Authority. The battery cannot be charged without the power of your intellect's yoga. Only by having yoga with the Almighty Authority Father is the battery charged. If the battery is not charged, you cannot imbibe knowledge. The Father repeatedly says, remember me and claim the inheritance. It is such an easy thing. Be Manmanabha. People continue to chant Rama's name and want the kingdom of Rama. But the kingdom of Rama will not come simply by chanting Rama's name. Many have been doing that for many births on the banks of the river Ganges. No one knows what the kingdom of Rama, in brackets God, is. It must definitely be Rama, God, who creates the kingdom of Rama. They just have the kingdom of Rama and Sita in their intellects. But Even Rama himself didn't have any comfort in that kingdom of Rama. If the wife of King Rama was abducted, what would be the state of the people? The wives of kings here would never be abducted. But they have said this about Rama and Sita. These are matters that have to be understood. In fact, the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul is called Rama. If Rama's wife is abducted, Sita, it means his intellect would have been pulled so much, so he could not be comfortable in his kingdom. So Baba himself is Rama. So he's saying, it is sung, you are the mother and father. Who are the mother and father to whom they sing this? One is worldly parents, but this praise wouldn't be sung to them. There is the Supreme Father, and so there definitely has to be a mother too. Therefore, it is sung to the mother and father from beyond this world. When you ask who the Creator is, they would instantly say it is God the Father. This proves that there are the mother and father. At present, there are two mothers and fathers. In the Golden Age, you only have one mother and father. Even though people here have worldly parents, they sing, you are the mother and father, referring to God. At present, we children are receiving limitless happiness from the Father, and later we will only have one mother and father. You receive the reward of limitless happiness of the Golden Age from the mother and father, from beyond this world. There is praise of that mother and father. Nevertheless, children, you forget to remember such a father. You children have to give the father's introduction by saying that Baba has come. You always speak of Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba. The name Father of people is well known. There are Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba. There are worldly parents. So how does the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, become the mother and father? These are very deep things. When people come, ask them, what is the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul to you? What is the Father of the people to you? The world mother is incognito, and this Brahma is also incognito. This Brahma is the senior mother. Everyone knows the name, form, place, and time of their worldly parents. You must now tell them the name, form, place, time, and occupation of the mother and father from beyond this world. This one is the senior mother, who is even senior to Mama. Baba adopts you through the senior mother, and so they become combined mother and father. And the senior mother, of course, is Brahma Baba. They can be called mother and father or Bap Dada. You need to explain this in a very good way. You should write on a big board. What you should write on a big board? Everyone remembers the incorporeal Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, but they do not know how he becomes the mother and father. People's intellects do not function even this much. These things are unique, and only the Father comes and tells you them. The soul says, O Supreme Father. So he too is a soul, but he is the Supreme Soul. Supreme means the Supreme, the one who resides in the Supreme abode, the land beyond. He himself doesn't enter birth and rebirth. He comes and liberates us, children, from having impure births and rebirths. He does not liberate us from taking pure births and rebirths. He makes impure souls pure. This is why he is called the purifier. People do not understand the meaning of Rama and Sita. In fact, all devotees are Sitas. They remember the one bridegroom, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. The Father says, children, at present there is the kingdom of Ravan over the whole world, just not Lanka, not just Lanka. People burn an effigy of Ravan here. Lanka is not even in Hindustan. That is the land of Buddhists. So at present, the whole world is in bondage to Ravan. Ravan's kingdom exists over the whole world. For half the cycle, it is the kingdom of Rama, and for the other half, it is the kingdom of Ravan. Half the cycle is the day, and half the cycle is the night. All of these things have to be kept in your intellects. At present, you are conquering Ravan. Those who gain full victory will become the masters. There used to be the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan at the beginning of the Golden Age. How and from whom did they attain the reward of heaven? In the Golden Age, there will be very few human beings, approximately a few 100,000. They will have their kingdom on the banks of the river Jamuna. There is no vice there. It is called the completely viceless world. Children are born through the power of yoga. There is no crying, and no one is beaten there. You should not speak of these things first. First, take up the aspect of how the incorporeal Supreme Soul and we souls come from the world beyond. So, what is your relationship with the Supreme Father, Supreme Soul, the Father from beyond this world? This is a number one aspect. First of all, take up the relationship of the Father. Then, the relationship of the Mother and the inheritance will then also emerge. By forgetting the one Alpha, people have forgotten everything. First of all, Ravan made you forget Alpha. Then, with the help of Alpha, you conquer Ravan. You have many points with which to explain. The main point to explain in the exhibition is that of Alpha. Only after Alpha can you go to Beta, that is the inheritance, and Theta, etc. If they haven't understood about Alpha, they will not understand anything, no matter how much you beat your heads with them. Since there is the Supreme Father, you receive the inheritance from him. Once you receive Baba's inheritance, you automatically have a right to the inheritance. It is so easy to explain the picture of the Trimurti. At the top is the Father, then Lakshmi and Narayan. The inheritance, Vishnu is standing there. Baba says, remember me, and you will claim this inheritance. Children say, Baba, you are incorporeal. How will you give the inheritance? Baba says, what will be the answer if children say, You are into Baba, Shiv Baba, you are incorporeal. How will you give the inheritance? Baba says, I give it to you through Brahma. Explain this aspect to whoever comes. A main aspect is the Trimurti. There is no sense in the expression Trimurti Brahma. You have to explain that this is incorporeal Shiv Baba, that he is called the ocean of knowledge, and this is the inheritance. The Father is incorporeal. So how did Lakshmi and Narayan receive the inheritance? Where did they come from? Here, you do not call yourselves Vishnu Kumars. You are Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. The land of Brahma is one of human beings, where Brahmins are especially created. In Sindh, they used to be the land of Brahma. Who explained all of this? In brackets, Shiv Baba. You must always say that it is Bap Dada combined. Sometimes Baba speaks and sometimes Dada speaks. The mouth of both souls is only one. Either one can use it when they want. There is no restriction to that. Therefore, first of all, explain that the ocean of knowledge, the God of the Gita, is the Father. And he says, what he says, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are the deities who are residents of the subtle region. This Brahma is a human being. He will be called a deity when he becomes complete and perfect. He becomes a deity after doing tapasya. God teaches these Brahma Kumars and Kumaris through Brahma. You have to explain clearly using the pictures. The explanation is very easy. This is Shiv Baba and this is the inheritance. Shiv Baba is incorporeal and he therefore gives it through Brahma. Heaven is established through Brahma. You must definitely have studied Raja Yoga at this time in order to become that, in brackets, referring to a deity. This is the land of Shiva, and that is the land of Vishnu. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharma is point. Conquer Maya Ravan with remembrance of Alpha. Give everyone the introduction of Alpha. Second point. Don't become tired on the pilgrimage of remembrance. In order to charge your battery, remember the Almighty Authority, Father. Baba's blessing for today. May you experience a constant and stable stage by having remembrance of the One Father and become an embodiment of the essence. Baba explains the blessing. The easy way to have constant and stable stage is to have remembrance of the One. One Baba and none other. Everything is merged in a seed. In the same way, The Father is the seed, in whom the essence of all relationships and all attainments is merged. To remember the one Father means to become an embodiment of the essence. So, the one Father and none other. This remembrance of one will make your stage constant and stable. Those who stay in remembrance of the one bestower of happiness cannot experience any waves of sorrow. They would dream only of happiness, joy, doing service, and of celebrating a meeting. Our slogan for today: those who ignite the lamp of elevated hopes are true lamps of the clan. Om Shanti. There is also